Hello, welcome to my channel. I had some paint left over from yesterday's project and it seemed a shame to waste it. So I did this little painting, a sketch of sunflower and roses, which shows you how I do leaves, stems, and buds. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, please help the algorithm find me by giving me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of my videos. So here we go. Here's the palette I started with yesterday, nice and fresh. So here's the reality, and I'm reusing an old panel which I've used French ultramarine, blue, sap green and titanium white, and I'm using raw sienna and a round to sketch out where my flowers will be. I got distracted and forgot to turn on my camera, but I've used alizarin crimson and raw sienna to just put in a base for my roses, which will be very pale roses. And I have the dome of the center of the sunflower facing up the top left corner of the canvas. Basically that's all I've done, and now I'm surrounding my rose with some green leaves, and when I draw in the bottom petals it will go over that green and make my petals look more translucent. That's a little trick I always use. I'm using some raw sienna with a little yellow in it and a round, and I'm drawing in the petals of the sunflower from the tips, the outer tips, in towards the center of the sunflower where the seeds develop. On the far side of the sunflower, we see the tips only, and we see most of the petals near to us. I'm using titanium white to pull in the petals of the roses. Just neat titanium, but it will drag the color underneath into the petal, so they'll appear quite pink at first, and then I'll go in later and reinforce that highlight with pure titanium white. The rose at the top is the star of the show, I feel, in my opinion. I'm going to say that this rosebud is beginning to unfurl, so we see a little more of the petals. This rose at the base is not as fully open as the other rose, so I'm using a side swiping motion to show the tops of the petals. For the leaves I use a flat and I pull the stroke in from the outer edge of the leaf in toward the center vein. I like to reinforce my stems with alizarin crimson, and I also mix that with yellow to give me a sort of orangey colour for a highlight on my stems. And I also put my thorns in when I'm painting roses because I think it makes it look very authentic to see the thorns, which are on opposites. They appear on opposite sides of the stem as you go up towards the flower. I'm going to use raw umber to dot in the base of the stamens, and then raw sienna mixed with a little cad yellow light just to give a little highlight to that. I like to see the flowers fully open. These are sort of antique roses that remind me of roses I was familiar with in my childhood, and they had such a heavenly scent. I'd like to go back in time and revisit those beautiful flowers. I'm using cad yellow medium, or cad yellow light and titanium white to put a highlight on the petals of the sunflower. I haven't defined clearly which direction the light is coming from in this painting. I don't think it really matters, it's just a little sketch. I think it's quite charming anyway, without defining that as clearly as I usually do. I'm just adding highlights to the tips of the leaves. Well, I think that's a nice little painting to use up my leftover paint. I feel good about that. I really enjoyed doing it. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please help the algorithm find me out of all those thousands of videos uploaded every day to YouTube by clicking the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.